tense Senate Judiciary Committee hearing. Senator John Kennedy grilled nominees Dudek, Pratt, Moe, and Artau with his signature sharp wit. The result? Legal fumbling, honest moments, and big questions about lifetime appointments. Senator.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Judge Dudek, did I say that name right?
That's correct, Senator.
All right, what's the warrant requirement?
Well, before the court would issue a warrant, you have to assess to make sure that there's probable cause to either search the place.
When's a warrant required?
Excuse me?
When is a warrant required?
The general rule is a warrant is required any time that the government wants to search a person, place, or thing.
Could you speak into the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry, Senator. Yeah, I said the backdrop rule is that a warrant is required anytime the government wants to search a person, place, or a thing.
And to arrest you, right?
There are some exceptions to that, but generally, yes.
Okay. And there are exceptions to the warrant requirement for searching and arresting people, are they not? Are there not?
Yes, Senator, there are.
Okay. Suppose the Florida Supreme Court ruled that here in Florida, we're not going to recognize any exceptions to the warrant requirement. You have to have a warrant to search someone, and you have to have a warrant to arrest someone. Mm-hmm. No exceptions. Can the Florida Supreme Court do that?
Well, Senator, under the Supremacy Clause, they'd be bound by what the Fourth Amendment dictates. Of course, they're free to make their own requirements.
Kennedy kicks things off, asking Judge Dudek a simple question: what's the warrant requirement? Dudek tries to answer, but Kennedy isn't buying it and presses harder, pushing Dudek into a tricky hypothetical. The judge stumbles, mixes up federal supremacy and state rights, and finally backtracks under pressure.
What if the Florida Supreme Court did it under the Florida Constitution and not the federal Constitution?
Well, they would still, Senator, have to apply with what the federal Constitution said.
No, they wouldn't.
Under the Supremacy Clause.
Do you know what adequate and independent state grounds means?
Sure. Of course, I would understand that they could have independent and adequate state grounds for state law, but they.
No, they don't. As long as you don't take away rights, but add to them, a state can do whatever it wants to under its state constitution, can it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
Senator.
that's not what you just said. You think the Supremacy Clause applies? The Supremacy Clause applies.
Well,
you want to change your answer?
Senator, I would like to change my answer to the extent that I agree with you that the Florida legislature or Florida could do exactly what you said. I meant in my statement is that.
Trust me, it can.
Next up, Judge Pratt. Kennedy asks, can a state legislature pass a law that discriminates against a group? Pratt tries to nuance the answer, mentioning age discrimination, but Kennedy presses, when is it not allowed? Instead of clarity, we saw hesitation, raising questions about Pratt's legal backbone. Things got awkward. Judge Moe was asked about the Privileges and Immunities Clause. What article is it in? What does it do? Crickets. Moe guessed, 13th Amendment? Wrong. Kennedy corrected him. Article 4. Then asked about the 14th Amendment's clause. Again, no answer. This wasn't a gotcha, it was basic knowledge, and it was missing.
Can a state legislature pass a law that discriminates against a group of people over another group of people for inferior treatment?
Well, Senator, the federal Constitution and the state Constitution both contain protections against various forms of discrimination.
But can a state legislature say we're going to treat this group of people differently than another group of people?
So I think, Senator, an example where a legislature
could.
Tell me
first if a state can do that.
Yes, a state can, for example, require a driving age, which discriminates on the basis of age. To say, for example,
when can a state legislature not do that?
When it's seeking to do so under a basis that is protected under the state or federal Constitution.
Okay, good.
Finally, Judge Artau faces the music. Kennedy asks about Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, something every federal judge must know. Artau stammers, guesses, backtracks, and ultimately admits he needs a refresher. Kennedy drops the truth bomb. You'll see Title VI every other Thursday in federal court. Artau didn't know it only applies to programs receiving federal funds, a basic threshold issue in civil rights law.
All right, Judge. What's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 64 do? Ma'am?
Which judge?
This judge down here on the far end.
Artau?
I can't see that
Okay.
far.
Just making sure, because there's 4 judges there. Judge Artau, I'm going to let you answer that briefly.
Hey, I want to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
You can
Madam
answer that
Chairman.
briefly.
Judge, what's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act do?
I believe that ensures that people are treated equally in any places that they would be, that they would not be discriminated against.
In all cases?
Refresh my recollection as to what you were referring to,
I'm
Senator.
referring to Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which you're going to see every other Thursday as a federal judge.
So I believe that's under the Commerce Clause. They wanted to make sure that there was not any discrimination going on with regard to race, and that was addressing
Okay.
it.
It prohibits discriminating on the basis of race or color or national origin. Under what circumstance? Do you know the answer?
Under any circumstances where you're providing services to people.
No, it's only if you're getting federal money. You need to brush up on that one.
What we saw wasn't just discomfort, it was disturbing. These aren't law students, these are judicial nominees who could soon decide major constitutional cases. When Senator Kennedy asked tough questions, most froze. This kind of scrutiny is exactly what our country needs. If you value accountability, subscribe, like, and share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay informed.
I'm way over my time. Thank you, Madam Chair.